When Ghostbusters Afterlife was announced, and it was very clear that they were going to do everything they could to stay as far away as possible from the travesty, the disaster, the desecration that was Ghostbusters 2016, the critics had a little bit of a problem with that. The critics were upset. Why wouldn't you include the diversity? They were mad enough when people rejected it 5 years ago in the theaters. But once it was realized that they were going to move past it and ignore it in terms of Ghostbusters canon, a lot of people were upset. They did not want Ghostbusters Afterlife to succeed. They did everything they could to prevent it from succeeding. At the end of the day, not only does Ghostbusters Afterlife look like it's going to be a success, but it is beating and blowing through industry expectations in the box office. Box office, Ghostbusters Afterlife starts strong with $44 million. And $44 million might not seem like a lot to you if you're thinking about MCU or whatever. When you think about the fact that Ghostbusters Afterlife cost $75 million to make, a $75 million budget compared to $150 million for Ghostbusters 2016, which only opened to $46 million, you got to look at that as a massive positive, especially when Sony themselves only predicted $25 million opening domestically, and the industry only said $30 million. And it comes out with $44 million. Now, I thought if it hits $50 million, that would be like insane, crazy numbers. It's damn near close with $44 million. The box office ain't afraid of no ghosts, so that's so clever. Ghostbusters Afterlife, a sequel to the 80s sci-fi comedy classic, opened at number 1, collecting $44 million. And then it did earn $60 million overseas for a worldwide total of $60 million. And you can see clearly that the fans love Ghostbusters Afterlife. I did a review for this on my channel, right? I did a review on my other channel, RK Outpost Live, as soon as I got out of the theater. I give it like a 6.5. I'm not as high on it as a lot of other people are, but the one thing that it does great is fan service. It does so much right for the fans, not in a bad way, in an extremely good way, honoring the past and paying tribute to the past, to the OG Ghostbusters, which is exactly what you should have done in this movie. In 2016, they didn't do that. And what was the response? Of course, audiences were divided. Audiences despised Ghostbusters 2016, ended up not making any money. When you look at what the critics have tried to do for Ghostbusters Afterlife, look at the top critics right now, 40%. They did everything they could to try to distract everyone from this, to try to say, oh, you shouldn't see it. You shouldn't see it. It's got too much fan service. They honor and they pay tribute to too many OG Ghostbusters. Don't go watch it for that. Well, as usual, the audience said, fuck you. And that is a wonderful thing to see. When you look at Ghostbusters Afterlife, $60 million, keep in mind, what do we have next weekend? Thanksgiving. Should be a really good hold for Ghostbusters in this second weekend, in this second week. Way better than we saw for the tragedy, the travesty that was Ghostbusters 2016, which again, $144 million, only made $230 million worldwide. Lost about $100 million for them. Not good. This movie only needs to get to about $180 million to start breaking even. And I think with a second weekend that we all anticipate and this opening weekend that's better than people thought, I definitely think it'll do that. It has blown the woke critics away, and that is always a positive thing. The critics always have their agendas. They always do. Bottom line. And the fact that this movie exceeded expectations when people were fighting against it is a great thing. I don't think it's a perfect movie. I'm lower on it than a lot of people are because, honestly, I don't think the kids work. I don't think they should have focused on the kids. But by using the kids, they did do a lot to pay honor to Harold Ramis, to honor the past, all of these things. Exactly what people want. They're not demanding perfection. They're not demanding a great, incredible, excellent movie. What they are demanding when it comes to these franchises is that you honor what made them fans in the first place. Like, why would anyone care about this? Like, you're expecting these fans to come out and support it, right? But if you don't do anything that those fans would like from those originals, why the fuck would they support it? The answer is they don't, and they won't. So Ghostbusters Afterlife, the audience score, the good box office, that is proof that if you do listen to the fans and give them what they want, you just might be successful. Awesome news for Ghostbusters Afterlife. I hope we see a strong second weekend. Even though I'm a little lower on everybody else, I want this movie to succeed, to teach Hollywood that this is the right way to do it.
Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.